Hello everyone, and welcome to the second section of this course, Data Analysis and Comprehension. In this section, you will understand how R 3.5 can be used to perform data analysis and visualization in order to understand patterns in data that can determine solutions to real-world problems. Let's begin this section by taking a look at your raw data while reading and writing this data into the database. Generally speaking, data for collection can be in multiple files and in different formats. You can exchange data between files and R data using the many built-in functions provided by R, such as save, load, read CSV, read table, write CSV, and write table. First, let's begin by loading the built-in iris dataset into an R session. The iris dataset is the most famous and commonly used dataset in the field of machine learning. This video will teach you how to save R data and load it with the save and load functions respectively. We will then go ahead and use read table, write table, read CSV and write CSV to exchange data from files to a data frame. Now, it is important to keep in mind that these R input-output functions to read and write data are very important since most of the data sources are external. These functions will simplify the process of loading data into an R session. Let's begin by starting an R session on your machine. If you do not specify the full path of the working directory, the read and write activity will take place in the current working directory. To obtain the current working directory location, type getwd in the R session. To change the current working directory, you can use setwd and provide the desired path in the argument. This will define the working directory. Now let's begin reading and writing data with R. First, let's view the built-in datasets of R using the data command. This will return a list of datasets in the dataset package. The list comprises of the name and description of every dataset. Now, let's load the dataset iris into an R session. The dataset iris is now loaded into the data frame format, which is a common data structure in R to store a data table. You can use the class function to view the data type of the iris dataset. The data frame console print shows that the iris dataset is in the data frame structure. Now, we will use the save function to save the iris data that has been loaded into my data R data. The load function can be used to read a saved object into an R session. For example, let's load iris data from my data. R also provides a function to import data from text into a data frame. We will use the read table function to format text into a data frame. You can also specify the names of columns and rows using row names and column names. Let's view the class of the test data variable. The class function shows us that the test data variable contains a data frame. Now let's export data to a text file by using the write table function. The write table function will write the content of test data into a test text. Along the same lines, write CSV can also export data to a file. However, write CSV uses a comma as a default delimiter. With the read CSV function, the CSV file can be imported as a data frame. The example that we just saw write columns and row names of the data frame to the test CSV file. By specifying header to true and row names as the first column within the function will ensure that the read data frame will not treat the header and the first column as values. Data can also be in an Excel file instead of a flat text file. The write XLS package allows writing an object into an Excel file. Let's look at an example to understand this concept better. First, we will install the Write XLS package. Now, we will load the Write XLS package. Next, we will use the Write XLS function to write the data frame iris into a file name iris.xls. With this, we wrap up where we learn all about reading and writing data in R.